What's up, everybody? It's the Joe Cronin Show, youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. I'm here today because this is another episode of State of the WWE. I'm joined by Chris Tosevich again, and we're going to be talking about the state of the WWE. We have a new phone number. You can call us and leave us a voicemail by calling 339-226-6610. You can leave your anger, questions, comments, whatever you want to do. You just call that number and leave the voicemail. Now, if we're doing a live show after Monday Night Raw or pay-per-view, that's the number you can actually call in on. But the rest of the week, it's just set up as a voicemail. So you just call, leave your voicemail, swear, yell, freak out, whatever you want to do. I don't care. I've already got some voicemails about from some little kids who want to, show me their lollipop. I don't know what else to call it. That's not a good way to start the show, but whatever. You can follow me at Joe Cronin Show. And again, the number is 339-226-6610. Probably be in the comments and the link somewhere. And whatever you want to talk, WWE, that's fine. I did my SmackDown review earlier, but now we're going to do our state of the WWE. I think it's been a week since the last state of the WWE, which is what you would, we're on schedule, I think.
Some type of schedule.
It is a bizarre one, but we're doing it. We're doing it, man. And then hopefully this week we'll have another one of our 2-hour-long crazy late night guy talk. Okay, so I saw SmackDown earlier and I gave it a rating of 8.5, and I'd like to hear what your rating of SmackDown would be.
I would definitely agree with an 8.5. It was a strong show. They covered all the different things they needed to cover pre-SummerSlam. It's a really good lead-in to the Raw before SummerSlam as well. Damian Sandow's new briefcase was something that needed to be addressed, and they finally done that. All the matches were excellent. The only match I didn't really like was Christian versus Del Rio, but I think that's just because I hate Christian because he's Diet Edge or Edge Light.
That's awesome. You gotta get T-shirts that say that. Stop being Edge Light, Christian. Or Christian Edge Light, and it's a beer bottle with just Christian with his arms out. Even his music is kind of like, Edge's but toned down. Edge is like, understand, I see clearly. But Christian's is like, now I can't think of what Christian's is.
Go!
Yeah. He loves Evanescence, apparently. He can't get enough of that. So it is. It's just slightly toned down everything, whatever. I don't know. I don't have that much of a problem with him. But you know what? I didn't even like back in the heyday when him and Edge were together and stuff. I didn't even like him then. So I like him more now.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't mind him now. I don't. I think he's had some some good matches here or there. I thought my grievance in the match was that he was a little slow and tired, and I don't think people react to him. I think he's destined for mid-card. I can't believe that he's going to win the title. I don't think he's going to. That's another discussion to have probably later. But
right.
You talked about Damian Sandow, and I do want to play this because this is friggin' hilarious.
What, Damian? You know what?
Oops.
You burn this. Give me that! Somebody help me! My briefcase!
Up until he yells "my briefcase," you may have thought he was just stabbed.
Yeah, it's like a Wilhelm scream. It's crazy.
That was great. Oh my god.
He's such a good heel.
I like it. He's a good playful heel. This is what he is.
Exactly.
I can't take him.
Like an old school type of heel.
Right. And now somebody was, because the comparisons to Triple H are there, and I guess looking back now, I don't think I thought at the time when Triple H first came out that maybe he could be a WWE champion and someday he was going to be one of the best WWE wrestlers of all time and WWE champion multiple times.
Well, do you remember when the Clique got in the ring when Hall and Nash were going to WCW and Vince flipped his shit because of it? Because it was breaking kayfabe. Even though it was a house show, it was completely smashing kayfabe.
Right.
they punished Triple H after that because they were going to skyrocket him immediately.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's why you ended up with Triple H versus Henry O. Godwin in a slop match every 3 weeks.
Right, yeah,
And
exactly.
during the time, he was the same as Damien Sandow. He was getting slopped. He was slipping around. He was still badass, and he was still like, pompous and everything. But a pig farmer kept dumping oats on his face, and he was doing a really good job of making a fool of himself. And because he paid his dues, they finally gave him the push that they wanted to give him.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that Damien Sandow didn't really do anything wrong, but then again, they're not really punishing him. I mean, they let him win Money in the Bank, for Christ's sake,
Yeah. Yeah. So, no. What's up? Oh. Something's been delivered to my house, apparently.
Excellent.
So, no, but what the hell was I going to say? Yeah, Triple H took the bullet in that scenario. Like, he was like, you got to take somebody out, take me out or whatever.
It wasn't going to be Shawn Michaels, that's for sure.
Right. Exactly. And I think they knew that, like, but don't worry, we'll get you back around on the other side, Triple H. But I still don't now. I think Damien Sandow is much more of a playful type of heel than Triple H was.
Yeah.
So,
Triple H was just there for the fans to hate. Damien Sandow's there to be hated by the fans. Like, he's into it. He knows what he's doing. He's playing along with it. He's running with it,
But when I saw Triple H as that sort of character, when he was a heel and he just, he's in his first 2 years or so, I was kind of like, he's kind of a dick. Where Damien Sandow, I don't take him as a dick. I just kind of take him he is, but he's not like Triple H was. He's not as serious. So
Right.
I don't see Damien Sandow as a WWE champion. Like
it's tough right now to picture it, yeah.
Right, and I could picture back then. I could definitely picture Triple H winning the IC belt, and I almost could picture Damien Sandow winning the IC belt, but now he's actually in the running for the world title. So it's very weird. I don't know, but anyway, going back to the rest of SmackDown. So you'd give it an 8.5. So we both agree with SmackDown. SmackDown was better than Raw.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
I mean, there was one or two moments on Raw that were really cool or good, but SmackDown, the entire show flowed like well. And now I didn't see the RVD match. You got to let me know about that. I mean,
that was an excellent match. It kicked off the show, first of all, which, once again, that's what people have been clamoring for on Raw, where, I mean, I know they start Raw with a really solid promo every week, but I think starting it with some action actually would get the fans more pumped and get everyone at home going, because the fans get a dark match, and then they get that promo. Us watching at home, we just start with the promo.
Yeah.
But a match between Randy Orton and RVD, I mean, just on paper it sounds good, and it really lived up to it. They're both phenomenal in the ring. I mean, like or hate Orton, he's a very smooth wrestler, and he knows what he's doing. And RVD really showed that he's back and he's here to stay when it comes to bringing it to the table. Some of the moves he did, it was like pay-per-view quality bumps he was taking, and he didn't seem to give a shit, which is something people always like about RVD, where he'll bump in a very dangerous-looking way, but he's made out of rubber, so it won't even hurt him.
Oh, yeah.
For example, when he took the RKO at the end of the match, the way he landed, he almost landed vertically on his head during the RKO and then let his body fall afterwards. It was sickening looking, and it was excellent.
Oh, man, I wish I saw that. I'm so pissed. That's the only thing I didn't see was that match. And I was like, everything else was so good. Like, if that was good, was that good? It had to have been. RVD was in a match. Randy Orton's been getting better. He's way better now than he was years ago. I mean, I don't like that Randy Orton does all these predictable things in his matches, and the moves are all very, predictable, and he's got the same mannerisms with everything.
Well, they also give him shitty people to wrestle all the time, too. And, I mean, with RVD, I mean, he can get a good match out of anyone. And, once again, when Randy Orton cares about a match, he's really good.
Yeah.
And, for example, even though he's predictable, at one point in the match, he went for his DDT from the ropes, the suspended DDT. Yeah. RVD jumped into the ring, turned him around, and turned it into a Northern Light suplex.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That was pretty unexpected.
He had the best match Randy Orton ever had, I think, was the match with Mick Foley a while ago.
That was a classic.
That was great. Like, if that, like, Edge and Mick Foley was great at WrestleMania. I think this might have been better a little. This was better, right? Randy Orton versus Mick Foley might have been better than that Edge match.
Yeah, I agree.
But,
I agree with that.
that if not for that, that would have been his best match, I think. One of Mick Foley's best matches, that WrestleMania one. But that Randy Orton one was great. If you haven't seen that, was that a Vengeance? I think it was like.
I wasn't watching at the time, so I caught it later. So I don't even know.
I remember that by chance I was watching. I was like you. I kind of shut off for a while, but by chance I'd caught Raw a couple times, and I was bored, and I was like, "That's right, that pay-per-view's on tonight." And for the hell of it, I ordered it, and I was like, "What am I doing ordering something? I haven't even been watching this." And I caught that and was just like, "Oh my god!" Like that was. Thank God I ordered this. Like I can't believe Randy Orton just went through some thumbtacks. Like I was convinced that he sucked. Like, you know what I mean? At the time, I didn't like him. I wasn't watching during the whole what was the faction with
Evolution?
Evolution. Yeah, I missed that whole thing. It was de-evolution for me. I turned it off. All right, so that was good. So there we go. So this week on Raw, we got a lot of stuff that can happen. And I want to also mention that Cena is in some recent news that I was looking at all over everywhere. So I think it's confirmed that Cena's advertised for the upcoming SmackDown on the 27th.
Okay.
So RVD will be at that one as well. I don't know if it looks like what they're doing is they put Daniel Bryan on this week, and then next week they put Cena on. So now Cena's probably going to have his match with somebody, so he can win a match. So the two are built up going in. Well, something I mentioned in my SmackDown review, which by the way I liked about SmackDown this week too, was the match with Wade Barrett that Daniel Bryan had, because it was a short match, but it was a good short match, and it had a point because Wade Barrett is a guy who's a mid-carder, but he's almost above mid-card. Almost.
He's on the cusp.
He's at the top of the mid card, and to put him in a match with Daniel Bryan, and also to have Bryan win, but not only win the way he won with the yes lock being applied immediately when that yes lock was locked in, immediately he tapped out.
Right.
So you put anybody else in that match who's a mid carder for the most part, a lower mid card or some jabroni guy, and it's just a joke. I mean, it means nothing that he tapped out that fast because you're like, okay, whatever, friggin', I don't know, name a mid-carder on SmackDown. Sin Cara or somebody tapped out,
Yeah, exactly. Who cares?
Who cares? But because it was Wade Barrett, like, it was like, oh, yeah, that move is real. So when John Cena gets put in that move on the pay-per-view like he will, and he doesn't tap out right away, it shows how much, pain he's going through, and it shows... And it's giving you the idea that maybe he could tap out because, man, if he gets it on you for any more than 5 seconds, how can you not tap out?
Right.
So they did a good job of building up Daniel Bryan by using Wade Barrett, which is, instead of cutting promos against each other, you know what I mean? Here, Daniel Bryan, go have this mini feud with Wade Barrett because we don't want you to feud with John Cena too much.
It's almost the opposite of The Rock and Cena feud, which was 100% talking because The Rock's afraid to step into the ring because every time he does, he blows up. But with this, I mean, you actually have two good wrestlers. I mean, say what you will about John Cena, but he's a good wrestler. He knows what he's doing. And by having them both, like you said, win matches and prove physically what they can do and go a little lighter on the mic, I think it helps sell this angle more so than it would if they were just talking back and forth, especially because they're both kind of faces right now. There's not too much they can say without completely mimicking the Rock Cena feud.
Yeah, you're right, and it's a different animal. And I like that they're using these matches to like put them, just build them both up, but they're not interacting with each other much anymore. Oh, they are, but Daniel Bryan cut that promo on Raw, which actually that was really good. The promo he cut on Raw was, I think I have it here. Hold on a second here. I do.
I mean, how could somebody as lowly as me beat a superstar like John Cena, who's been king of the mountain for the last 10 years? I'll tell you why. Because John Cena is an entertainer, and Daniel Bryan is a wrestler.
That was his best, maybe his best promo ever. I don't know. Like, it's a lot of his other promos involve some sort of comedy.
Right.
So,
This was his highest profile promo by far.
right.
He's had some backstage things that were actually pretty good, but I mean, those are on YouTube only, so no one fucking watches those. This was on Raw. It started off Raw, and it was excellent. He knew
Yeah.
exactly what to say. He knew exactly how to get under Cena's skin without really putting him down, because no one's saying anything bad about entertainers. He's just saying he's a wrestler, meaning, yeah, entertainers are all well and good, but I'm a wrestler. I'm better than even John Cena is just by being an entertainer.
Now, I want to.
I also like that. I also like that they're using the word wrestler again after it was a dirty word for a while where they wanted them to solely use superstar, and they've finally come around on that, realizing that's completely stupid.
Right.
To not say wrestler.
Right. And I think that they used it because they're using it because they're going with it. They're going with these fans want, a wrestler. The people that boo John Cena are booing him because they think he can't wrestle. So Daniel Bryan naturally is going to proclaim himself a wrestler and is a wrestler. And they're both wrestlers. But I like that. What was I just going to say? Damn it. Oh, my God. All right. So I don't remember what I was going to say, but whatever. We're back. Okay. Well, one thing I could say is that I liked how they I do like how they started off with a lot of wrestling. And a few weeks back, remember that Raw was like all wrestling? There was a Raw that was just, it felt like it was all action. And
yeah, and it got great reviews from everyone, too.
That's right. I think they just need to cut down the promos a little bit. It's just too much in the ring and talking and everything. Although I've liked the beginning to Raw the last few weeks, I think. But I wouldn't mind seeing it start with a match, like you said. It doesn't have to be every week. It's just, here or there. You don't know. Is it going to start with a match? Is it going to start with a... But you know what? You won't get the RVD Randy Orton stuff every week because, like SmackDown did, you're going to get, like the Usos versus somebody. I don't want to start Raw with that.
Right, you need something solid or something that's going to break down into a promo would even be good. Like if one of those matches that it gets stopped and then the GM comes out and says, okay, well, we're going to have a tag team match. One of those things.
I hate that.
Do you?
I hate and not that necessarily, but I hate when two people have a problem with each other and then, here comes the let's have a match now. All right, I knew that was coming. Why don't we just? How about instead of? Oh, now it records. So wait. All right, I think the technical difficulties are over. I just got to keep an eye on the damn monitor so we don't start talking when it's not recorded. But at least it didn't delete anything.
Right.
What the hell are we talking about now? Oh yeah, Raw and all that stuff. So this week on SmackDown, so John Cena's advertised for SmackDown, so it looks like they're going to do something with him where he's probably going to win a match. What match are you looking forward to most? I mean, I think I know what it is, but what match are you looking forward to most in SummerSlam?
As cliche as it is, Daniel Bryan and John Cena.
Right.
I'm so excited for that match.
It has to be. That's probably one of the reasons I'm buying it, which is the pay-per-view. But you know what I like about this SummerSlam is every single match is like a gift wrap present.
I know.
There hasn't been a pay-per-view like this in forever. It's like even freaking Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes. Or whatever. Damian Sandow and Cody. Wait a minute. What's happening? What the fuck? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm interested in their storyline, and I'm interested in the world title match. And is Damian Sandow going to cash in the money? What's he going to do? But he's not going to though, because I know what I was going to say earlier. Aha! Okay. It was something about a question from a fan. They asked me a question. I think that we're recording again. But anyway, I think Sandow's going to have the briefcase for a while. But the world title match between Alberto Del Rio and Christian, I said in my SmackDown review that there's only two ways it can go. Sandow gets screwed. Why do I keep talking about him? Ricardo screws over Alberto Del Rio, and Christian's the world champion, which would be terrible, I think. Or Alberto Del Rio just wins somehow. But I don't see Christian winning clean.
I think Ricardo is going to not accompany Del Rio down to the ring, and he's going to be kind of, just forgotten about for the time being. And I think at the last second, he's going to come down and screw over Christian. and get back in good graces with Del Rio,
Right.
which will make Ricardo a heel again, because everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you weakling! Come on, he kicked your ass, and you come back and kiss his ass. You know, come on, man." I think
Exactly.
that would be a good way to rebuild the heat that Ricardo has without making Del Rio look like less of a heel.
You're right, because I really don't. Even though that attack was crazy and out of nowhere, I don't want them to split them up. I like them both bad together.
What the hell else would Ricardo do?
I know.
Is my
Let's see,
question.
like tag with Christian versus Alberto and some other heel. I don't know.
What would that last 2 weeks, and then Ricardo's out of a job?
It's stupid. Yeah, you're right. For Ricardo, we better hope that they put him back in.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Let's take a look at the card right now. The SummerSlam card. I can't believe I'm going to order this damn thing. Not watch it streaming. Okay. Well, Daniel Bryan versus John Cena, of course. Christian versus Alberto Del Rio, which will make your head explode. Because it's very possible they have a worse match than they had on SmackDown.
Right.
But they could have a better one. Kane versus Bray Wyatt, Ring of Fire match, which that is really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I mean, the old school part of me, you would think I'd be raving about how it's stupid and it's not the Attitude Era. But to be honest, whenever someone gets set on fire, it was just lame anyway. The whole spectacle of the match is just the fire. Every time someone hits the mat, it shoots up and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Someone could get set on fire, I guess. But I don't think they'll do that with the PG. So that's the whole point of calling it a Ring of Fire match and not an Inferno match.
It's just fun seeing a gimmick regardless of how violent it gets. It's refreshing seeing something. I don't even care if it sucks, just seeing something different.
Plus, it's SummerSlam. It's just cool. I really like it. Doing anything different than the norm, especially WWE, the way they've been doing things lately, the same thing every time. Just everything has been said. It's good. It's awesome. Thank you. Because even if the match sucks, you'll remember the fire shooting up, at that pay-per-view. CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar. I mean, we're all excited for that. So that
I'm almost as excited for that as I am for Daniel Bryan and John Cena. To be honest with you.
That could steal the show. It could. Yeah. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Sandow. And hopefully that will be a good match because they've done a lot of goofy stuff the past few weeks, and I wonder what they're gonna do in that match. If it's just gonna be a straight up wrestling match where Cody wins, or I don't know what they're gonna do. But
I want to see a stipulation added to it, but I think it's either too late or it would make the match too predictable. Because if they say, "Oh, let's put the briefcase on the line," well, I'd have a strong feeling Cody would win if that was the case.
The only thing that would put the icing on the cake for this pay-per-view is if they did a ladder match, and they had done something that said something like, I'll put my money in the bank up, Cody or something.
One-on-one Money in the Bank, basically.
Right, and Cody
that'd be awesome.
Cody'd have to put something up too, though, and I don't know if that would be like a career or that would be a, something like he can't ever wrestle Damian Sandow again, or something like that. Weird.
Yeah, right.
But you could have the ladder match for the briefcase. I think that would be very interesting. The two of them.
Technically, they both have a briefcase right now, don't they? Or no, Sandow got his broken one back.
Yeah, he got his back. So
Cody kept the contract.
Yeah, that's right. Although no, I thought he got the contract back too. That's why he built this crazy case.
No, he said he got a brand new, fresh contract. Because Cody still had the disgusting, slimy one that's probably destroyed.
So see, they could have done something where the contract wasn't destroyed, and it could be like, who's the real contract
valid
holder?
Contracts, yeah.
Right. Although I would. So there you go. They could do the whole like, who's the real IC champion? Shawn Michaels or Razor Ramon? WrestleMania 10 thing.
Exactly.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff they could have done, but whatever. But you're right. I would have liked to see a ladder match there. That would be cool. If you did
we still have time. They could change the stipulations between now and then.
Yeah, I think it's. I can't see on SmackDown all of a sudden them, but maybe they will because that's something they'd want to build up for weeks. But
yeah,
maybe.
True.
I don't think so, but maybe. And because it's already announced on WWE.com, I don't think so.
Yeah, good point.
Dolph Ziggler versus Caitlyn versus AJ Lee versus Big E Langston. That will be just a. That's kind of a stipulation there because it's a mixed tag.
The one thing I don't like about mixed tag, even though I understand it and I do like about mixed tag, is the fact that when someone makes a tag, they automatically have to switch the other team out because they need to have, male versus male and female versus female.
Right. It's weird.
But it really upsets the flow of the match when something like that happens.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make the match very fair because you get the tag and then all of a sudden they have to, I don't know, you give them an automatic tag. It's just weird.
It is weird.
It always comes off strange.
I'd like to see like an elimination thing where, you know what I mean? Yes, you tag the person, they come in, but once one of them gets a pin, then they're done. Well, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that doesn't make any sense though, because then who won then if they're done? So
right.
I don't know. Fuck.
They should have just had 2 individual matches. I don't know why they shoved it together like
this. Yeah, just have, or they could have just had or Dolph Ziggler with Caitlyn and versus Biggie Langston with AJ outside.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. I guess it makes sense. I guess we're just picking at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 matches. So, I mean, that's it right there because Daniel Bryan, John Cena, that's a half an hour or more.
Right.
Christian Alberto
Brock and Punk is going to go a long time too, I imagine.
Right. So this is got to be it.
Which worries me because the Shield have half the belts in the fucking company. Where the fuck are they for the second biggest show of the year, you know?
You're right. It's stupid. And if they put them on like the pre-show, then that's really dumb.
Again,
that'd be so dumb.
When was the last time the U.S. title was defended?
I don't.
Do you even
It was
remember?
after he won it. He won it, and then that was it. He had one defense, I think, and then that was it.
Stupid.
When was the last time was the tag titles? Was it the Usos like 5 weeks ago?
Yeah, which was that was an excellent match. Did you see that match?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
When they did the superplex mixed with the super power bomb mixed with the belly to back, whatever they did, when all 4 of them were in the corner, that was incredible. That was one of the coolest moves I've ever seen in the WWE.
Ryan Harris via WrestlingInc.com said, "I say add Shield and Henry match. However they plan to do that, I'd have multiple man match for the IC title." He said, "Oh, that's right. So the IC title isn't on a pay-per-view either."
See, what the fuck, man? This is weird.
So I was praising this pay-per-view stuff, and now I'm actually getting angry because this is bullshit. Because
it's going to be entertaining, but it's not going to make any sense when it comes to why wouldn't you have, US, IC, and tag team titles, and the Divas title not being defended.
When it comes down to it, you just don't. Oh my God!
Do you think it's because is the next one Night of Champions?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's.
If that's the case, then this would make a little bit of sense, and I wouldn't be too upset about it.
You're right, but we don't really need Damian Sandow versus Cody Rhodes because Damian Sandow is going to be. I mean, we do now because the build-up and everything was done so well. Right.
But they could have held off.
Night of Champions is next.
Okay, so that could be all right.
Okay, that's acceptable. But you know what? I have a feeling it doesn't matter. After Night of Champions, it goes right back to fucking whatever, you know?
Right.
Which is just diminishing the titles even more, and it's driving me nuts. And I think I've complained about this so much, I'm not going to again. But at least for now, I will be back to complain about this, probably in a separate video about. I did make a video as WWE killed the IC belt or something like that. But we're going to talk about the titles and their meetings. But anyway, so if you have any comments or opinions on everything we talked about here, it's 339-226-6610. You call that phone number, takes you right to our voicemail. It might ring a couple times. And you leave your comments or questions or whatever, and we'll play it on the air during our live Raw review. Also, you can follow me at Joe Cronin Show, and you can go to youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show and subscribe. Me and Chris have been doing a lot of podcasts and a lot of talk here about wrestling, and we're going to continue to do that probably a couple times a week. Oh, my God. All right. So, you got anything to say, Chris?
Yeah, I just wish the Shield weasel their way onto the pay-per-view, and then I'll be completely satisfied.
I think the Shield versus how about a three-way match? Like the Shield, even though they're not defending their titles, the Shield versus RVD and 2 other people. Like
the Shield versus Mark Henry and the Usos.
There you go, Mark Henry and the Usos. There you go. But I still want to work RVD in. I mean, I can't get over. You just brought this guy back. Whatever though. Whatever. What the F? Get the F out, WWE. And damn it, you friggin' better have the Intercontinental defended on a pay-per-view that's not Night of Champions.
Yeah.
Constantly, because it's so stupid. I mean, at this point, Axel should have the United States Championship. But really, at this point, nobody should have the United States Championship because there shouldn't be one.
It's almost time to get rid of it.
It is time to get rid of it. Even though Dean Ambrose is really cool, it has nothing to do with him. It's not even his fault. He's not defending it. He's defending it at house shows somewhere. Maybe.
Maybe
he's not even defending it there. Maybe he's actually coming out with it, and it's still not a match for the title. Is there some kind of legal issue that I don't know about with the U.S. title can't be defended on U.S. soil? They defended it in South Africa. What the hell? Damn it. It doesn't make sense. If I ever... Oh, God help Vince McMahon if he ever runs into me somewhere. He'll probably just have me stabbed or something, or his security will take him away, but I will scream everything that I think is wrong, incoherently, in the air, like a psychopath. All right, anyway, follow me at Joe Cronin Show. You can call us. I gave you the number in the video. Call that friggin' number. Leave us weird crap and questions and comments. You wanted Q&As. Everybody's been emailing me about that stuff. Well, I'll answer your Q&As via email, yahoo.com, or you can go to, or if you want to email me, just friggin' rageinternetRadio@yahoo.com, or just tweet my Twitter. Or just call. Just call and say what you want. Say what you think. Say whatever. Just tell Chris you're in love with him. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. That's it. This has been the state of the WWE. I believe this is episode 5. So this is our 5th state of the WWE. It's like WrestleMania 5. It's Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan. All right. We will see you Monday night as soon as Raw goes off the air for the live Monday Night Raw review, where we do it live. We do it live from my YouTube site. You just go to my youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show, see the live button. There'll be one of the videos will say live with a red LIV above it, and you know that's us live. You click on that, you watch the live video, and then it gets posted on YouTube afterwards, so you can watch it again over and over and over and over and over again because we're that good. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say. And you said your piece, so I think we're done, right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see what happens on Raw. We'll see you then. Bye. No outro music. Fuck.